Roger, we met about a week ago in Grays Shopping Centre. You're from Dublin, you're in Grays, and you're homeless. How did you get here?
I actually flew from Spain looking for work, and things took just a bad turn when I ended up being robbed, lost everything. Couldn't seem to get any help from anywhere. Went to the Irish Embassy, a couple of other Irish community centres, thinking I would get some help being Irish, but again the embassy sort of closed the door, sent me to another place. They closed the door, gave me £4 leaving to get some food, and just sort of said goodbye. Just left me with nothing.
What did you hope for? What did you expect?
I hoped I would have been able to come over here, find a bit of work, able to survive, look after my wife and my kids. Probably if things were different, maybe I could have, but being a wrong time with recession, credit crunch, nobody seems to want to employ anybody. Least of all foreigners, as I would be classed being Irish. They seem to think that we're taking all their jobs.
Have you felt any hostility as an Irishman here in England?
No, not really. To be honest, we're in Grays at the moment, and there are an awful lot of nice people in Grays. A lot have rallied around me and helped me, and I've nothing but good respect and admiration for the people. But there are a certain element that would rather, when you ask them, can they spare 20p, can they spare 50p, they would rather turn a blind eye or grunt at you and walk away. 10 or 20p is nothing. It is nothing. But it can make a big difference to somebody who's trying to get the price of a cup of tea, the price of a sandwich. The problem is when they see a homeless person, they give them the stigma that they're alcoholics and they want money for drink. Not everybody's like that. Not everybody's like that. There are genuine people who do need some money for some food, some money for a hot cup of tea. It's not pleasant. It's not pleasant being out. And these people that do shun you and cross the road to get away from you, rather than give you 20p, they go home and they pull the quilt up on them at night. Think about a homeless person who can't.
So you've been living out on the streets for now, what, about a week?
About a week.
How's it been?
Cold. Cold. As I said, sometimes you get enough money and you can stay in a place and it's great. But when you have to come out of that place when you've no more money to pay for it, and then you have to go sleeping rough, it's hard to switch from warmth to cold, from warmth to cold. Sometimes you're probably better off just staying cold, sleeping rough. Try sleeping in a trolley bay. I'd like some of these people who have all this money, who won't give you 50p, who won't give you £1. Swap places with a homeless person. Go sleep on the road, go walk around, try and beg for a few bob, beg for something. See what it's like.
When you say sleeping, are you able to sleep?
No, sometimes you wake up and your head is banging. If you manage to get a bench, sometimes you might catch an hour, but you normally wake up with your head banging off the side of the bench from cold. Not pleasant.
And do you think this is something that people, Grays, London, England, are going to have to get used to?
To be honest, if they haven't got used to it by now, they never will, because homelessness has been around for a long time. It's just too many fat cats with their heads up their arses tend to turn a blind eye to it, and that's always going to be the problem.
So what happens to you now?
Try and get back to my family. There's nothing here. There's nothing here unless you win the lotto. But then again, they'd say I'm a foreigner and I can't collect it.
But you're going back to Spain now, aren't you? You managed to get a travel warrant, is that right?
Yeah.
And you'll go back, and what will you do there?
I'll end up going to the coast, them areas, the holiday resorts, try to get work there, just try to survive. Just try to survive.
And do you think your case is symptomatic of Europe 2008?
It's not so much my case. Each case is an individual case. My problem is mine. Other people will have different problems, but collectively it's a homeless problem, and that's what it is. People need to get rid of the stigma of homeless people. There is absolutely nothing in Grays for a homeless person. There's nowhere to go.
But so you've had no guidance regarding a homeless shelter or Salvation Army or anything like that?
No, I asked somebody once about it, and I was told, oh, there's nowhere here in Grays, or we don't think there is. Why don't you follow somebody into their apartments and go sleep on the stairwells or whatever else? Great, I end up getting myself arrested. Well, I'd have a bed for the night, wouldn't I?
So would you be concerned that people will start doing something about homelessness when they find somebody's died overnight in a particularly cold snap?
No, because to be totally honest, homelessness is around. I'm 40 years of age. It's around a lot longer than 40 years, and don't tell me nobody has died in them 40 years. So people have died. People are still sleeping rough. People are still dying of hunger. I mean, people just do not want to know. If it's not happening to them or somebody they know, they just don't want to know. And there's no getting away from that.
So you'll now go back to Spain for a warm bath and reflect on this experience?
I'll go back to Spain and have a shower. I don't have a bath. Reflect on this experience. I'll probably try to forget it, but if I ever do make money, have money, I would never ever turn my back on a homeless person. I would never walk by somebody that has nothing. It's only when it happens to you, you realise how lucky you really are. I am lucky. I am a lucky person. I mean, I have my health. I have somewhere I can go back to. I managed to get there. But for thousands and thousands of people, whether they're Irish, whether they're English, whether they're African, no matter what race they are, people should still sit up, take notes and help these people.
But do you feel that the English still have some way to go in actually looking after each other and looking after other communities?
People always say charity begins at home. If you have, I'm not saying look after other communities. I mean, other communities tend to look after themselves. But if they're living in England, what makes English people any better than any other race? Why do they feel that better? I have so many good English friends who I know, and they're great people. But I've always believed, and I'll always say it to them, and whoever looks at this will say, I remember him saying that. As a collective nation, when you get together, yous are assholes. Absolutely assholes. You think yous are better than everybody else. And maybe there'll be a lot that'll watch this and say, cheek of him. I'd like to swear, but I won't, since I'm polite. But unless this can't be done, well, actually it can be done. I say it needs to be done from the top. It needs to be actually done from the bottom. You need the ordinary Joe to start something off here and make the fat cats, as I said, the fat cats with their heads up their arses, you need them to sit up and take notice. They won't do it upstairs. They won't. The fat cats won't do nothing about it. They don't care. It's not them. But if the ordinary person does something from the bottom, then things might change.